I'm just creating the same table again to show what is wrong with this table. I'm just entering this. I'm just running this. Why? Okay, grade is not there. Okay. Okay, I've just entered this 3 rows. Let me select it. Start from. Okay, let's enter some values. Let me copy this again. Copy this and enter some invalid entries. Say suppose we already have one, but I'll again enter some other name. Let's say ABC for now. I'll execute. Okay, one row affected. Let's say execute. Okay, it has actually taken this value 1 1. Okay, it's okay, that's fine. Let's again copy this and then give enter. And let's take this value null. Let's give the ID as 5. Okay, one row affected without any error. Let's execute this. Okay. Can you observe any, take a moment and then observe there is actually a big problem with this basic table which we have created. The first one is student name. Student name is null. How come person name can be null? Which is like, this is not the case in the real world. Every individual will be having a name, but here it is actually having a null value, which is incorrect. And then now the second one is student ID 1, student ID 1. We're actually having the duplicate value. If I want to update the location of one student, whom to update? Like the moment two persons cannot have a same ID, right? It is like having the same bank account number. If one person withdraws, if one person keep withdrawing and the other person is keep adding it, it will be like a real mess. You can't have a same bank account ID for a two person. Same way, here student ID for a two different person is same. Like student ID for two different students are same, which is again it's not right. So is there a way to fix this problem? Yes, we have something called as constraints. Constraints are the restriction or conditions that are used on the columns of the table. It can be applied only on the columns to preserve the correctness of the data. Just to repeat myself, constraints are the conditions which we will be using on the columns of the tables to preserve the correctness of the data. Now we will see few of the constraints. There is not null constraints. What is this do? When you say S name should be not null, and you try to enter a null value to this column, it will throw an error. So let's go ahead and see this. Let's try to add not null constraint on the column name student name. So how to add that constraint? We're actually this is the syntax: alter table, and then table name, let me copy it, then alter column s name 8 15. You want to do, you have to say not null. Okay, it is saying it will not allow. Let me delete this entry. See, okay, what did I just do? It was giving an error because there was already null value. There was already null value which was present in this table. So it was saying null value. We can't have a null value. So I just deleted that entry, and then I just added this constraint into this table. Now let's um, let's select this. Let's run this command. Okay, now we can't see any null value in this. We can't see any null value in this table. So let's try to enter this value into this table. See, the statement has been terminated. Cannot insert the value null into the column s name. So it is saying that you can't have a null value inside this s name column. So it is actually it is trying to preserve the correctness of the data as without this constraint, we were actually having null values inside a name column, which was not correct. Now, with the help of this constraint, it will not allow us to enter a null value for a name column. So let's refresh this. Expand this student table. Here you can see columns. What are the columns this table consists of? And then here is the key. As of now, we don't have any primary key, foreign key for this table. See, student ID is having a null. It can take null value, but student name, it is saying it should be not null. Student name, it is having not null. It must be not null value. Now, okay, this is the constraint which we have added. Now, let's see what was the other issue which we had. We were actually having duplicate values. Right? See, the student ID 1 and student ID 1. We cannot have a duplicate student ID for, we cannot have a same ID for two different students, which is incorrect. So let's try to correct this error by adding the primary key. What is this primary key? Primary key is used for identifying a record uniquely in a table. What happens when you create a primary key constraint on the student ID? One is used to identify this student name Gagan, whatever the information related to the student ID. So When you create a primary key column on the student ID, each individual row will be uniquely identified using the student ID. So that is the definition of the primary key. So let's go ahead and try to create the primary key. Again, we will be using the alter command, alter table student. What are we trying to do? We are trying to add primary key. ID, okay. Try to execute, fail because yes. Okay. Let's see what are the cannot it is throwing an error. Cannot define primary key constraints on nullable column in a table. Okay. What is that? See, student ID, it can take null value. So first condition for creating a primary key is it should be not null. Okay. First we have to change it to not null. Take the same form and say ID int. Okay, now let's refresh. Now it is not null. Go ahead and try to execute. Let's see if it fails. Yes, it is failing. Create Unix in this statement terminated because duplicate key was found. Exactly, we have a duplicate value. What is that primary key is all about? Primary key uniquely identifies individual row. See, this one row is identifying this Gagan student information. Again, this one is identifying student name ABC. So, this one ID is actually, this student ID 1 is actually pointing to two different student names, student information. So that is the error. So let's delete one of the row. Because we had some command. Let's use it. Here it is. Student ID is equal to 1 and student name equal to ABC. We are only deleting one row. We are keeping one student ID, one row affected. If you want, you can just select and see. Let's start from now we have 1, 2, 3. Let's add primary key. Command completed successfully. Okay. Fresh. See, the primary key is created here. Now let's try to enter again. Student ID as 1 again. Name as ABC. It has to fail. See what happens. Violation of primary key constraint, and it is pointing to this primary key constraint which is here. This is the one. Cannot insert a duplicate key in object and object student. The duplicate key value is 1. See, this is the one value which is already present in our table, you are trying to insert the same value. It is saying it is a duplicate key. It will not be allowed to enter because since it is a primary key. This is how, with the help of this constraint, we will be preserving the correctness of the data. Now, with the help of primary key, you can't have a null values inside a primary key column, which is okay. You cannot have a null values inside a primary key column. Along with that, you cannot have a duplicate values inside a primary key value. One more important concept, foreign key constraint. What is that? It is actually a referential integrity constraint which creates the relationship between the tables. To create a foreign key in one table, it must refer to the another table that should have a primary key. What does this mean? For that, when you want to create a primary, foreign keys are mainly created to establish a relationship between the two tables. Okay? For that, let's create one more table. So far, we have understood the concept of primary key. In this video, let's try to understand about foreign key and how it helps to create the relationship between two tables. Okay. So far, we have just created a simple table and then we try to add primary key, not null constraint, all that. In real world, that is not how you will be creating. Only for the understanding purpose, I had not added any primary key so that we can understand why we need primary key and all that. But in the real world, what happens? When you get a request to create a table, obviously the user will be mentioned about which has to be the primary key and foreign key. All these informations will be mentioned. Let's take the example as usual, our student table. This is the student table. And then we'll have a department table, which will have a department name and then ID. Let's have a student ID, which is integer data type. Student name, usually it will be first name, last name, but let's take only one column. Varchar 15. And then age, that will be again integer. Now we'll have a department ID, again integer data type. Let's have only 4 columns, but in real world, obviously this is not the only 4 columns you will be having. You will be having multiple columns, but the concept remains same whether you have 15 or 20 or only 4 columns. Concept remains same. Okay, now here we'll have department ID with the integer data type and then department name with varchar 15 again. Okay. Now we have a common column between this table and this table. This will going to be the primary key in this table. This will be primary key in this table. What does this mean? This SID is the column which will uniquely identify the rows in this table. This department ID is the column, department ID is the one which identifies the unique records in this department table. Okay. Now we have to create a link between this table and this table. How can we do that? Somehow we need to create this link between this department ID and then let's see how can we create the link between these two tables. department ID will be foreign key in this table, which is a primary key in the department table. Department ID is a primary key in department table, but department ID becomes foreign key in the student table. It is the reference. Foreign key is the referential integrity constraint which creates the relationship between tables. To create a foreign key, in one table, in our case student, it must refer to the another table that should have a primary key. So we are referring this foreign key to one more table, which is department, wherein this department ID is a primary key. Let's go ahead and try to create this. We already have this table with additional column, great. So we'll use the same table and let's go ahead and create but we don't have any primary key and foreign key. Why can't we just add this information? I had already created this constraint. For creating the foreign key, we need a reference, which is the department table. So let's go ahead and create the simple department table with primary key as department ID. So let's go ahead and create this department table. The primary key as DID. Let's refresh this. Now I don't think so we have a primary key in this table. Sorry. Okay, we don't have. Let's add primary key to this table. Adding primary key. Cannot define primary key constraints on null. Okay, it is still not. First we should make it as not null. Okay, it is the same issue which we got when we tried to create previously. So I'm just making student ID as not null, and then I'm creating this as primary key. Okay, now we're successful. Now, so far we are having primary key in both the columns. Now we are trying to create the foreign key. Let's go ahead and create it. Student. We have the column. Don't have the column also. Let me add this. Now, alter table. This just give the table name, and we want to add the constraint. Constraint foreign key. Give the name to this constraint fk underscore DID, department ID. We're using department ID, so I'm just giving DID. Then foreign key, the column name DID. Now we have to provide the reference from which column this DID column has to be looking at. So let's go ahead and give the reference. I will explain you how this works. Just in just a couple of minutes, we will be seeing how this works. References. Give the table name. SQL basic table name department ID. Now let's go ahead and execute this query. Okay, it is successful. Let's see how it looks. Fresh. It is same primary key for student ID, same way foreign key for this department ID. This foreign key DID, the name which we had given while creating the foreign key. So I can't just query this table. Well, student. Then see what is the department ID is having. It is having null. So I just want to change it from null to 1 for the student ID 1. Now we will get an error. Let's see what that error is. Okay, let's read the error. See, new query. This is the error we have got. The update statement conflicted with the foreign key constraint fkdid. The conflict occurred in the database SQL basics table DBO department. Okay, and the column DID. See, the moment we have created this reference, when we inserted data into this column, first thing what happens internally is that this DID column goes to this department table and start the moment when we try to run this update statement, which is reference, which is our foreign key DID, internally what happens, it goes and checks this table, department table, whether there is a value 1 or not. Actually, there is no value in this table. See, it is actually, we have just created a plain table. There is no entry in this department table. So, we are getting this error. That is the reason why we got this error. There is an update statement conflicted with the foreign key constraint. So let's go ahead and enter at least one row into this table. I have just written this query. Department, I'm just giving ideas. Let's give 101 and then computer science. We'll just enter the value. Okay. Now we'll set the DID as 101 for the student ID 1. Now we are just running this query again. Now it is actually executed. Now the link has been created between these two tables for this department ID 101. The moment you try to enter one more record without which is not present in this department ID, again it will throw you an error. Let's run for 10 for the student ID 1. It will throw an error again. Statement has been terminated with a foreign key constraint. Okay, now just let's execute this this table 101. We execute these two together. 1 second. Okay, DID 101 present in this table, which is referencing to this DID, which is present in the department table. Okay. Now we'll update one more record with the student ID 2 to again same department. Our department, let's enter 102. Again, I want to see the same error. Obviously, the entry is not present. So let's make it 102 and then is the other branch we can give. We'll say maths department. One row inserted. Now when we run this query, it is executed. Let's go and see this. Okay, now we are done with foreign key and primary key. Let's see some guidelines when we are creating primary key and foreign key. This is the primary key. Department ID is a primary key in department. So what I'm doing is I'm giving one or two for this another department, which is science. Let's take and see what happens. Okay, it is giving us an error saying violation of a primary key constraint. It is saying cannot insert a duplicate key in the object which is this table name. We got an error which is violation of primary key constraint, and it is saying cannot insert a duplicate key in object department. That means we can't insert a duplicate IDs inside this table. The duplicate key value is 102. So this is already present. 102 is already present. Let's see. Just execute this one. This 102 is already present. You can't have one more 102 with a different name. I hope this is clear. You can't have one more entry with the same department ID, but you can have a department name duplicate. Let's try that. Because department name is not a primary key. Department ID is a primary key. So let's go ahead and make it as CS. It is completed. Let's execute. It took. Actually, department name is duplicate now, but you can't have a department ID is a duplicate. So that is the first guideline when we are creating the primary key and foreign key. What is that? Primary key cannot have a duplicate value. We just now saw it immediately gives you a primary key violation error. And then the next one is foreign key can have a duplicate values. Okay, let's see this. Foreign key can have duplicate value. Actually, we have already entered these values in the screen. See, this department ID is a foreign key in the student table. It is already having 101 and 101 again. So this can be duplicate, but you are referring to this column as the primary key in this department table. This can't have duplicate column, but the foreign key can have, because two students can refer to same department. This Gagan and Akash is from the computer science department. That is what we are saying. I hope this point is clear. Primary key cannot have a duplicate value, but foreign key can have a duplicate value. The next point is pretty important, which is very important one. Foreign key value should be a subset. Of primary key values which you are referring to. The moment you try to enter the we did see, right, the moment when we entered the wrong DID, not the wrong but the department ID which is not present in the department table, it immediately gave us this error, which is I still have it in my screen. Update statement conflicted with the foreign key constraint. That is what I just mentioned in a statement where foreign key must have a reference to the primary key. These are the simple guidelines which we have to follow while creating the primary and foreign key constraint. This is from my side for the primary and foreign key constraint. There are many more constraints available in the SQL, but we have covered only primary key, foreign key, and then not null constraint, whichever was required in our discussion. But in the future session, whenever we require any new concept, we will see all these constraints whenever we require. For this video, that's it from my side. Thank you so very much for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing it. Thank you.